I got a lot of responses from people in the lingerie industry when I started saying that women want sexual and revealing underwear. And I just knew that wasn't true. Originally, women's underwear was designed to augment a woman's body, and it's just continued that way. It's continued to be overly sexualized in many aspects. And then the other end of the spectrum is just frumpy and unattractive underwear. I felt abnormal. I felt like my body wasn't represented. It's true that many large lingerie companies are run by men, have male fashion designers, and lots of people don't know that about those companies. I only discovered it when I started to look into the industry. Having big boobs was a huge barrier for me, continues to be. When I was a kid, I absolutely did not want to run. Sports bras have come quite a long way since I was at school, but even still, it's a big challenge and it's very uncomfortable. Right up until a couple of years ago on my wedding day, I absolutely couldn't wear a wedding dress that didn't have straps because I know I needed to wear a bra and I wanted to feel comfortable. So it was really important to me to kind of look back at those challenges I had throughout my life and really unpick them and see what I could do to add value. The last 15 years, I've been one of those women who can't wait to take their bra off at the end of the day. Whether it's underwires digging into me or scratchy laces, itchy labels, you name it, I had a problem with it. The problems get a lot worse when you wear above a D cup like I do, because options are so limited. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna start thinking about this a little bit more critically. What do I mean when I say my bra is uncomfortable? And for me, it really came down to the wire. And the bigger the bra, the bigger the wire. So I went out onto the market to try and find a solution, and I couldn't find anything. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna give this a go myself. I bought a sewing machine, I taught myself to sew online, and I started to hack together prototypes in my living room, covered in thread, pretty inexperienced, but I felt like I was getting somewhere. And I knew that if I could get somewhere, sort of 50% of the way there myself with 2 months sewing experience, I knew that if I surrounded myself with talented people they could really help me bring it to life. It was achievable and potentially could be quite game changing. I found that there were no bras that were elegant and beautifully designed, but really putting comfort and support at the core. There weren't any brands that spoke to me either as a 20-something-year-old woman, not in their products, but also in their messaging and their representation of women. So I decided I'm going to do this myself, and I set out to design a really comfortable D+ bra. But I also believe that the industry is dominated by large incumbent industries that are slow to move, that did have amazing sales in the early 90s from sort of sexy two-piece sets, but that's not what women want, and they are slow to listen to the consumer demand. I definitely had quite a jarring experience when I was a teenager shopping for bras. I would I actually remember walking into a large department store covered with rows and rows of beautiful underwear laid out for A to D cup sizes. I went and got fitted and I said, okay, what do you have for me in an F cup? And they had 2 options. They brought out this parachute style huge bra that I was embarrassed to wear at 15 years old, and to be honest wouldn't choose to wear now. And all my friends were shopping for this beautifully designed underwear out in the store, and I felt abnormal. I felt like my body wasn't represented by this company, and they had plenty of options, but it just wasn't for me. I think as a teenager, your self-confidence is quite volatile, and to have that experience can really make you feel even more self-conscious about how you're developing. I'm pretty sure I cried, and I know loads of other women who tell me that they come out of the fitting room crying, because not only is it an awkward, uncomfortable experience getting fitted, you're holding a tape measure up to a woman's body, and then you're telling her that we don't have any options for you. So many of the huge brands still use the stereotypical good-looking woman in representing their underwear and the specific body shape that they use. It's so important to me to represent real women in the modelling and the advertising and the messaging, and It's not hard. It's not hard to pick models who look like real women. There are gorgeous women out there who create amazing content and have beautiful bodies. And so I was really purposeful about who I chose to represent the bra and the brand online. The average bra size in the UK is reportedly a 34 double D. That means that D plus is not a niche market anymore. It's mass market. But again, it comes back to my point. Companies are very slow to innovate. They're very slow to pick up on the new designer trends and make those specifically for D plus sizes. There's an engineering problem when you design a bra above a D cup, and lots of companies don't begin with that. They begin with the fashion side and then they just scale it up. I'm trying to challenge them by setting up Wear My Freedom, by taking them on, by having a loud voice and being really vocal about what I stand for and what our customers stand for. When I got the no responses and when I had people tell me women want sexy underwear, you can't make non-wired bras that are actually supportive, that's when I really realised this industry is ripe for innovation, and really bras need to be tailored to the 21st century. So as much as it was disheartening, you definitely learn as a founder to pick yourself up, and it really just, spurred me on. In the beginning, Brexit caused a lot of uncertainty about where we were going to produce our bras. Then we were about to push go on our production, and the tragic Easter bombings of 2019 happened. We recovered from that and were about to push go on production again in early March of 2020, and unfortunately the global pandemic hit. So that obviously delayed manufacturing severely. Our factory actually closed its doors, but fortunately for us, we were able to launch in June. So whilst the timing has been really delayed, everyone's talking about comfy bras at the moment, and our timing's actually great. It's not bras that are uncomfortable, it's the wire. Unfortunately for me, that was a problem I set out to solve over 2 years ago. So yeah, the timing has worked out really well, and it's amazing to be able to provide something for women, a real need that they have. Have women writing to me almost on a daily basis telling me how comfortable the bra is. So that really validates the mission, what I set out to achieve. So definitely not going to stop at the Freedom Bra. Have some really exciting bras already in the pipeline. And I think it's really crucial for our business to begin to co-create with our customers, really put our money where our mouth is in terms of listening to real women.